I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Wagner Group to send Kyiv bodies of soldiers killed in Soledar, report says. The private Russian military group Wagner plans to send the bodies of Ukrainian soldiers killed in fighting in the captured town of Soledar to territory held by Ukraine, a website linked to the group's founder Yevgeny Prigozhin reported on Saturday. Wagner said on January 11 it had captured Soledar, and Russian-installed authorities in Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region said earlier this week they were in control of the salt mining town, where intense fighting has taken place. The RIA fan website, part of Prigozhin's media holdings, quoted a Wagner commander as saying the mercenary company would send the bodies from Soledar to Ukrainian-held territory in 4 or 5 convoys totaling about 20 trucks. Saturday's report did not say how many bodies would be returned to Ukrainian authorities, but said Ukraine's forces had suffered heavy losses in Soledar. It said Prigozhin had made clear that soldiers' bodies should be returned to Ukraine in a dignified way, but gave no further details about the planned operation. Ukrainian authorities said during the fight for Soledar that Russian forces sustained heavy losses. Prigozhin, who previously shunned the public spotlight and denied connections to Wagner, admitted in September that he founded the mercenary army, which has played a major role in the conflict. He has described Wagner as a fully independent force with its own aircraft, tanks, rockets and artillery. 19 German Leopard 2 tanks available for transfer to Ukraine, reports Der Spiegel. A few months ago, the German Ministry of Defense compiled a list of all models of Leopard tanks that the country has, including those that could be handed over to Ukraine, German newspaper Der Spiegel reported on January 21, citing sources in the German government. Referring to the documentation available to journalists, the publication wrote that the German military, known as the Bundeswehr, has 212 operational Leopards of various models. About 100 more tanks were under repair as of the beginning of summer 2022. According to Spiegel, the German Ministry of Defense believes that 19 Leopard 2A5 tanks are the most suitable for sending to Ukraine. They are currently used as training models, and are likely slated for decommissioning, according to German service members. The publication clarifies that those 200 or so tanks represent the only Leopards that Berlin has. Ukraine can also receive Leopards from other countries, such as Poland. So, by approving the delivery of the Leopards, Germany will formally give a green light to its European partners, who are increasingly insistent on providing Ukraine with tanks. However, those Leopards are of different models compared to those in German service, which can complicate repairs and maintenance. Therefore, a homogeneous fleet of tanks would make more sense, and the Ukrainian personnel would ideally undergo training on the same model, the publication writes. U.S. newspaper Business Insider reported earlier that less than a week before her resignation, former German Defense Minister Christine Lambrecht ordered her subordinates not to conduct an inventory of the Leopard 1 and Leopard 2 tanks in service with the Bundeswehr. German sources told BY that the former minister's decision may have been motivated by a desire to avoid creating additional pressure on German Chancellor Olaf Scholz in this matter, as well as not to create additional expectations regarding the transfer of tanks to Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on January 19 said that a number of countries are ready to supply Ukraine with Leopard 2 tanks and are only awaiting German permission. Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki did not rule out transferring tanks to Kyiv without waiting for German consent. A recent meeting of Ukraine's partner nations at the Ramstein Air Base in Germany did not result in a decision on the supply of these tanks. The London-based International Institute for Strategic Studies, IISS, believes that Ukraine needs to receive about 100 tanks to launch a new offensive against Russian forces in the country.